Right.
Hey, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us for this exciting new experimental session on how to make weddings more fun, innovative, and sustainable. Joining me are two fantastic guests. We have Shivi Jain, who is someone who is into sustainability, who understands wedding, Indian shopping experiences, and a lot of creativity with corporate and other kinds of events. We are also joined by Mukundan, who is an Indian expat based out of California. He does a lot of activities in yoga, meditation, hiking, sharing of knowledge in food, art, culture, a lot of things. And he works at Western Digital. And I'm Vinay Dora. I'm an audience engagement enthusiast, and I am into new media, virtual and hybrid event experiences. So today, we're going to guests on their experiences with Indian weddings and other Indian cultural activities. So, Shivi, would you like to share about your experience in the wedding space?
Sure, sure. I think as we were talking a few minutes back, like I also got married last year, and I'm a bit of a sustainability fanatic. So, yeah, I
Yeah, we
think
can hear you. Yeah, we can hear
okay,
you,
cool.
Shibi. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, that's nice to know. So, so basically, I used to do a lot of events for AB and Bef, which was my previous employer, and then I used to handle all the innovation side of events, partnerships, and everything. So we used to do a lot of events, and I always wanted to make sure that we are doing it in a responsible way. uh, so using less plastic or making sure that whatever we are using, it's not having very bad impact on nature, though we are enjoying our day, but we should also be very careful about what we are kind of dumping into the nature. So when I was planning to get married, and I know a lot of startups who are kind of working in these spaces. So wedding seed paper wedding cards, which are like totally degradable. Then there are a lot of other things, like with the decorations also. You can go sustainable instead of using a lot of lights. I think when you have a night wedding, you have to use lights, but then there are solar lights and all those things. And then when you are getting marriage, when you have a day marriage, I think you can go for a natural looking flower kind of decoration. So those are the few ideas which I had in mind. And then I kind of talked to my wedding decorator, and I was like, I want to do this kind of things, and I kind of put it up. So basically, I got my wedding card done by a startup called Dopology. They prepared a very nice seed paper card, and then the envelope was kind of made from used sarees, very well washed and everything, by an NGO which runs in a Bangalore. So it was a very beautiful card which came up together in the end. And then when I kind of distributed, because I am my hometown is from Bareilly, and people liked it. So the major obstacle which I thought was, when I first told my parents about this is gonna be the wedding card, like, no, it doesn't look that good, and everything, right? Because
Mm.
obviously seed paper doesn't have that shiny tone, golden tone we always like in our weddings. But then when I put up that card together, right, with the envelope and everything, with some sort of goodies, oh, they really liked it. Okay, this is very different. And then we started distributing it. So on the behind the wedding card, there was the steps how you can use this wedding card to plant a tree in your house.
Oh,
And
wow. Okay.
yeah, so everybody like really liked it. Okay, this is very nice, and how we can also get it for. So that's how it happens. So I think there is always certain, you can say, certain thought process that if we go to sustainable items, the quality is not going to be that good, the prices are going to be very high. But I think if you manage it well, you have to put some time into it, because if you see, it's not very readily available in the market, but though people are working and they're setting up their shops in that same direction. I think one more thing which I did was a beautiful digital invitation. I think when you, instead of sending a postcard, it kind of add carbon footprint along with the material, right? You can send a very beautiful digital card, and then we kind of developed. I think I was working with one of my client. We developed very humor-based wedding card for them. Like there was a script, and these guys knew each other from a long time, so they were like childhood sweethearts. So we kind of portrayed their whole story, and kind of created a humor based wedding card which they sent it out, and everybody really liked it. So I think if you focus on the quality and make sure whoever you are sending these items to, I think they will turn around. I think mostly when I talk to people, I see family objections is the main problem, because we are having a certain way of doing marriages, having a certain way of doing wedding cards. So not everybody is onboarded with that. But yeah, I think once you present them the end product, uh, they kind of looks excited about it, and that's how it works. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
this is mostly about wedding cards. You can always be sustainable in wedding decorations, wedding giftings. Food also going vegan. Then how you are serving your food. Are you taking use and throw, or you're borrowing cutlery? So I think there are a lot of things where you can go sustainable. It's like there is a whole lot of things which you have to do on wedding, and
Yeah.
you can pick up each and every segment and try to be sustainable in that.
Nice, nice. I see Mukundan has done quite a few things around uh, the creativity space, right? I remember you did some sort of an oil painting, the decorations in your apartment and all that. So, what do people generally do in the US? Is it always do it yourself, or do they get ideas from elsewhere? How do they go about their sustainability and creativity thoughts?
Um, I mean, create now with the lockdown, everything is online, right? So it's mostly do it yourself. And I think what you're referring to is the acrylic pour painting that I tried out. Yeah. So that those are things that you can just do watching YouTube. Yeah, it's fun. And now that we're all staying at home, a lot of home decor projects are happening, right? A lot of people are investing time in decorating their walls, decorating their houses. So that's another thing that I'm also into right now. I've been looking into my old photos and making tiles out of them and pasting them on the wall, and yeah, stuff like
Nice,
that.
nice. But are you also more connected to India right now because of the lockdown and everything being virtual? Like, do you participate in Indian activities virtually with family, friends?
I would say that I'm definitely talking to my family more often now than before the lockdown. Yeah, like we have video chats almost every day now.
Mhm.
Before the lockdown it was like once a week or something, and now it's like a habit. It's
Mhm.
like getting together in the same room online.
Okay. How about you, Shri? Do you have a lot of catching up with folks from all over?
I think my schedule. We work on a lot of other things together. I really don't have bandwidth, but before the lockdown started, like in early like April, and since people were figuring out what should we do, because they were not sure it will go for that long. So I also am very big into painting and everything. I kind of use beer bottles, and then paint them and made them. I think one of that is right here,
Oh,
made
wow.
all these flowers. Yeah, so I made all these flowers and put them on my dining table. So yeah, this is what I do generally. Connecting wise, yeah, I think with virtually, right? I also called like a lot of my friends who I have not talked to in long time. So I think, yeah, when you're sitting at home and you're getting bored, or you can say, you think about people, and then you get well connected first. So yeah, this happened. to
Yeah,
some
yeah.
extent.
In fact, even Mukundan is a childhood friend. Like I've spoken to him much more in the last few months or
Right.
last 1 year than much earlier. In fact, he's even shared things around yoga. Uh, we did something called body constitution, Ayurveda, and then meditation and a lot of Indian stuff, right? So what are you doing right now? You do a lot of things, right? Are you reading a book? Are you trekking, or what are you into right
Me,
now?
I'm actually doing an online yoga teachers training course, a 200-hour online yoga teachers training course with Shishi School of Yoga. I'm
Nice.
halfway through it. It's been amazing actually. Yeah, it's I'm
So are
learning a
you
lot
also
more.
practicing? Are you also
Yeah,
actually?
along with it comes a lot of practice and the theory. Once I finish it, I'll be certified to actually be employed as a yoga teacher or teach and formally.
Do people actually reach out to you for pre-wedding fitness regime and all that?
Not particularly, but I do like for friends I've done pre-wedding photo shoots
Ah,
and even profile like headshots
oh,
for their matrimony profile or their LinkedIn profile. So that's something that I do. Yeah.
well,
But
that's something new,
it's
man.
not for money, but just as just as a favor.
So I
Yeah.
knew you for 30 years. I didn't know you should create, Tinder profiles, photographs, all of that.
It's not Tinder, it's LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
No, I think with a lot of these sites, right? I am a Shadi, all these
Yeah,
matrimony sites. Even I think
yeah.
Tinder, Truly Madly. I know few couples in my circle who actually met on Tinder and Truly Madly, and they got married.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Okay.
so I think yeah, so I think even it can be a profession for a lot of people out there to create a matrimonial looking site profile on Tinder, so that the other person who is swiping you left and right, they know you are serious and
Yeah,
reach out to
Uh,
you.
yeah.
I
First
know many
impressions
friends who
matter
do
a
that.
lot. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Many friends who have insights, on what kind of photographs you should have many people, few people. Like at least three, four people, friends of mine, tell me that they can help with profile creation and all that. But on a different note, Shivi, do you see a big difference between how it works in the north and the south of India? Because you have a lot of family friends in the north, right? Uh, do people are more online or more sort of physical? Because you told me about the shopping experiences and all that, right? That people are into.
Yeah, I think again, I think every city in our country has a different culture. If I'm true, if you are a Jain, like if you are belonging to a particular religion, also in different household you have different this thing. And obviously, I think Chandni Chowk everybody knows, and all the audience will also agree. Everybody who gets married at least want to buy something from Chandni Chowk, Delhi, because that's like a go-to place for marketing. I'm actually from Bareilly, and then you must have heard in a lot of songs Bareilly Ka Bazaar, and it's actually famous. So it's basically a manufacturing unit which provides to Chandni Chowk. So the wedding shopping you do in Delhi, right? You have to pay like 30-40% more. If you come down to Bareilly, you can get, because these are the karigars who are actually stitching the clothes, maintaining the things. So yeah, I have been born and brought up in that kind of culture. Like whenever I used to go out, there are karigars stitching something with all these things. They have open shops where they are making all these things. And then yeah, shopping wise, I think Delhi is Delhi, Chandni Chowk, and maybe Jaipur also. North Indian, if you say the destination wedding locations, right, in India, are mostly in Rajasthan, which is the northern part of the country. Udaipur, Jaipur, maybe this there is a new place which is coming up. A lot of people are getting married in Agra also, especially the foreigners, which want to get married in India. They generally also wanted to have a scenery of Taj Mahal behind that. I think because that's the identity of India in the world. So yeah, these are the destination wedding places, and when you are getting married in these locations, right? You're always gonna shop. Though Kolkata is also a very nice shopping place for wedding. I did my mostly my shopping in my hometown, and then some, because I'm based out of Bangalore, so some of them here. I think a lot of people go to Commercial Street when if you're based out of Bangalore, because people like to see things, right? If you're gonna buy a dress, I think it's also a bit different between girls and boys. But when I was getting married, I see it's just a thought process. My brothers were equally hoarding to buy their suits and everything, and more than us. And they were also very finicky. Okay, no, this tie doesn't go, this shoes doesn't go. The only thing is they don't have to put a lot of makeup, right? So they save their lot of cost, because if you know that a bridal makeup comes at a like very hefty price. When I first talked to my, I was like, what the hell? It's like my 1 month salary or something to get three of us makeover. And so yeah, I think the cost wise, it's I think wedding industry in India is a big industry, especially thanks to Indian cinema. After Baja Barat, the craze of wedding planners, all these things have increased. I always remember that line from a film called Gangs of Wasipur, like "Jab tak cinema rahega." I think it'll keep influencing people. So I think, yeah, from shopping point of view, yeah, North India is a good place to go to. But I think a lot of people, in like a lot of my friends from Bangalore and who are from Karnataka, I think they also show a lot of enth- enthu for shopping in Delhi, because I think the culture-wise, South Indian wear sari when they are getting married, but North Indians
Kanchipuram
wear
sari,
lehengas. Yeah.
famous. Yeah.
So one of my friends, she wanted to wear lehenga every time, but because of her family culture, she has to wear a sari. But
Yeah.
again, she fought with her parents. At least for one function, she kind of bought a lehenga. So I think, yeah, it's mixing up, and even in North Indian, people are trying to wear Kanchipuram sari. So I think it's a mixed culture which is happening. The South is influencing the North, and the North is also influencing the South. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's gonna
that
happen.
reminds me actually. Every South Indian wedding I've been to or virtually participated, they have had this Sangeet ceremony, which is not a very
Yes.
South Indian thing, right? Where people sing and all of that. But
Yes,
I'm
cocktail
more in,
party.
yeah, cocktail, paper, all of that. I'm more interested also in how people end up meeting each other. Mukundan, when you have friends, right? Do they meet more online or they meet offline? Do they meet at activities? What kind of places?
I think it's both. It's online and activities. Before, I mean, when you're right out of college, then that's the best place to meet, in my opinion, university or anything. But after you start to work and you're in the work industry, um, you have some good apps, right? Just like how we have it in India.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
And I think people want to stand out from the others, right? I see people doing different stuff so that they can stand out from the crowd. Are there any beach, I don't know, festivals and activities? Are they like, do people want to be different or do they want to follow a certain ritual and pattern?
You mean in terms of weddings?
Yeah, any Indian cultural event or even weddings, are they very particular about following a way of how things are done or do they want to be very creative?
I think there's a lot of creativity in there, but I mean, we don't see a lot of. I mean, at least I've not been to traditional Indian weddings here. I've been to American weddings, which which is similar to what you see. Either it's overlooking the beach, or it's like in the middle of a forest, and it's like you have, and it's very personal. Like you have less than 100 people, and that's very typical. I don't think that's any different from the image that we have in India. Indian weddings I've not been to here, but in India, I know that there's a lot of innovation going on. There are new things, new designs, and that Shivi is probably a better expert on it. But yeah, yeah. So
Shivi,
Yeah,
have
I
you?
think I was surprised to see a drone photography in a wedding 5 years ago.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, that is
mm,
great. Like 5 years ago, a drone taking snapshots, and not and even not in a tier two city. It was a tier three city in India, some place near to Patna and all that. Patna, like, I was like, they also know about drone. Oh, that's great. They're taking photographs or whatever. So yeah, it was great. And those
That's
mechanical, you have seen this mechanical stages, right? Which
yeah,
comes up, goes
yeah,
down.
yeah.
This technology, right? They're kind of using technology.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shivi, a lot of your friends who are, who are in a relationship, getting married, and all of that, right? What kind of have you had friends who have got together in the lockdown period? Have they got married, and how were the experiences been?
I think a lot of, I think like Kundan said, right? Our Indian culture is about extravagant weddings, but I think couples right now they like a personal private wedding, because I see a wedding as three pillars. You have to make yourself happy, you have to make your guest happy, and then you have to make your family happy. Okay, so I think this is too much pressure, because a lot of people in our age, especially, they both couples are working together. We have enough tensions on our head for how, when we are getting promotions, when we are getting a salary raise and all those things. So we don't want to get into an like 500, 600 people wedding, because it comes with the responsibility on your side as well. So, like you said, right? In lockdown, a lot of people met. A few of them got married also, because they wanted to save themselves from this
Yes.
whole huge crowd. So, COVID is kind of came as a blessings. So this happened. Like few of my friends got married, and they were like, though they are kind of now going to their relatives' places and they're visiting them, because it doesn't, you save yourself once, but it's not total save. So yeah, they are getting married, and then they got married in a private ceremony. And I think you also have this solution, right? Live streaming. So a lot of people are now using live stream as an option, which is again a technology front end. And it's also sustainable in nature. You can't force people to come down. Again, when you travel, there is always a carbon footprint. So I think live streaming is one of the very uh, well disruption which came into wedding industry. And I've seen few of the events which you also have live streamed through your platforms. So that is how I think they were doing. They were sending this link, we are getting married. And then they are also doing games, right? So I saw that one of my friends' wedding, their wedding planner asked me, can you leave a message in a video recording? And then they created a very wonderful message chain out of it, because they were my colleagues, both of them were my colleagues in a corporate, and they got married. So I knew both of them a lot. One of my friend was for my first company, and the other one from my current company. So kind of knew their backgrounds. They wanted to people like that to give them a message. So I think the wedding messages are going. I saw one more thing which was very interesting. It's a very simple thing. So they kind of send me a three links. It's like message during their wedding, message 1 month after their wedding, and message 5 years after their wedding. It was like good idea. I was like, good, though I don't know 5 years, but yeah, I just wrote the copy pasted the first month thing in 5 years. I was not sure whether they are gonna. Oh, it was an interesting idea, right? And I've
Yeah.
seen this in a lot of foreign weddings, because they do, I think. And I think this can be a very fun activities, right? This can be a very nice fun activity with no cost. And it's a very engaging activity and very good memories for the couples to have.
Yeah.
I'm
Talking about
pretty sure
fun.
a lot of people are after 5 years, especially Indian relatives, are gonna say congratulations on your children. But yeah,
The pressure never stops actually in India. No, but
yeah,
Mukundan, you have done a lot of fun activities, right? In fact, two truths and a lie, Shivi. I got the idea, I think, from Mukundan at one
oh,
of the events in his corporate events. What kind of fun activities do you do virtually now? You attend a lot of such activities, right?
Yeah, we have a virtual happy hour at work now, and we play different games. And the last one that we did, we had something called treasure hunt, where they name an item and then they give you like 15 seconds to go find the item, or that
yeah.
matches. They give a description, and that's like fun, and the person who wins, we have points, and the person who wins gets an Amazon gift card or something. So you could, that's totally something that's totally doable for a virtual event like even wedding. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and there's some new online game platforms that have come up, but something that's personal or something that's engaging is what is fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think Shivi has also been through a lot of virtual. She was part of AB and Bev and a lot of other corporates, and she's very creative in terms of ideas and also execution of those ideas. Some creative ideas you've come across in terms of activities online.
Yeah, actually, one of the event which I attended, and then virtually, I came up with this. I think this treasure hunt is a good idea. So they had like list of bring the biggest bottle of alcohol from your house. I think that's similar. So they had fun twist to that, and then there was this activity. There is a whiteboard where where you have to write something. They'll say a word and then you have to write some matching things. And I think those kind of games which have come, it was fun when you played. I think Pictionary, the virtual way of Pictionary, is a good thing
Yeah.
because
Emoji Pictionary is something I heard of. Where you put emojis and just guess the word.
yeah, I saw this thing they were using simple tools also like PowerPoint, and then they were dribbling something, and then the other person, the whoever gets first gets kind of some appreciation. No Amazon voucher there, but yeah, appreciation was there. So I think those kind of gifts, and then a lot of classes, right? You said, I think a lot of people are doing a lot of classes out there, like cook, bring. I think treasure hunt. It's kind of a treasure hunt. They are just giving it different names. So those are the few activities. Quizzes are, I think, getting common,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I think
In
face
fact,
art. Uh,
yeah, I've also noticed people, some of the activities, they're actually delivering food and stuff to people's place. They're delivering gift bags. So it's not just virtual. I
this
noticed
happened.
people are.
This happened with our family day in
Uh-huh,
my previous company. They kind of send a Swiggy voucher. You can
uh-huh.
add. Then they also send a gift box.
Mhm.
Like you can dress it up like that. So all these things
Oh,
are, yeah.
nice. So yeah, I think it's also, if Mukundan is in California and he wants to participate in an activity that's happening here, you never know. Yeah, he may also get everything that he needs to be, totally involved. Maybe a VR headset as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we'll just do some sort of a final sort of a trend spotting, future planning, right? What do you think is the future of virtual engagements? What do you like? What you don't like? Do you see, you would still like to participate in physical activities, travel? I would start from Mukundan. Would you like to travel from San Francisco and India very often for activities, or do you think the future is going to be where people you know, if they travel sometimes, but not that often, and they find ways to participate in memorable events.
I think for leisure travel, it will never go away. When you want to see a place, you have to go see a place. But things like workshops, learning, meetings, corporate events, conferences, like even the yoga teachers training course that I'm doing is I actually love the online format. I can do it at my convenience. I don't have to take time off, and it's all self-paced. And the videos are very good. Like people are coming up with very creative online content, and also very good quality stuff to engage and to deliver. So I think the online platform is only going to grow from here. The only thing that I'll travel for is to go see a place. I don't think I'll travel for a conference or a work meeting that often, even in the future after the pandemic.
Very interesting. The only thing you're going to travel for is to see a place. That's like a quotable quote. How about you,
Yeah.
Shivi? What do you think? How things are
Yeah,
going to change?
actually, it's all about, if a meeting is happening in some place which I've not visited, it's like worth visiting. I'll definitely go for office purpose. And then live streaming is, I really like live streaming because I used to see in my family also the old people, right? they were never able to travel. I think for them this is a solution, right? They can still be a part of the wedding, but they don't have to travel because they can't travel. So I think for those kind of people, right, it's a very very good solution which came out of this. Now people will strictly think about live streaming anyway, because then you can also get online comments and streaming a bit of this thing. So I think this is gonna, I see this as a disruption even after COVID is over. And then I agree to Mukundan. I think we are gonna get bit lazy, you know. We are gonna want to take calls from home. I think it's good also, because then you can save a lot of time instead of traveling, and also a lot of cost cutting for corporates, right?
Yeah.
Which is a good thing again. So yeah,
Not just corporate, even individuals,
individuals.
families. And I noticed this Dashera, Diwali, people in apartments, right? They
Hmm.
wanted older people to also participate. And today, with as you said, live streaming is very popular. So older people are watching it on their TV, like a show, no? The Dandiya,
Hmm.
Garba, the
Yes.
pujas, all of that. So it looks like even different generations are taking up to it. Yeah.
Yes. I think
And
it's not about the weddings, you're right. It's all about all the other events as well, right?
Mhm. Yeah, all other events, a lot of, especially, things that don't require somebody to go to a new place and experience a new place. Generally, solo travelers will, of course, always travel. They won't stop traveling. Even some families will travel and all that. But the I want to give a shout out to folks over here. This is also a discussion on weddings and with couples and partners and individuals you know who want to virtually engage, right? So next Sunday, same time, we're having a fun sort of a activity game for couples, unmarried couples. So we request you to
Married
like
also.
nominate them. Married also, actually, even married also, even the single people, if they want to play, right? There's no discrimination.
Yeah,
It's just
we'll do a match. We'll do a
yeah,
match on that.
we'll do the matchmaking and all that, because I noticed a lot of peer pressure, especially all these special days, right? Even Christmas, New Year, and all that. People
Yes.
need to go out. They feel they have to show photographs, especially with Instagram and all that, right? But I would say,
Yeah.
if you just be yourself and you have fun, there's no way you'll feel disappointed not being involved. So yeah, I think I hope this information was useful. We'll just end with like a final thoughts from Mukundan to young people and also Shivi to younger people. How to you know. Uh, Mukundan, would you like to start
We are not that old, but yeah.
with? They listen to
Well,
more.
well, if you want me to give you a message in the context of Valentine's Day, I would I would say, work on the relationship that you have with yourself first before you dive into a relationship with someone else. If you're looking for uh, filling your void, or filling your happiness through someone else, it could be a big burden on the relationship. If you fix your relationship first with yourself, then any relationship will be healthy and happy.
Very profound, very interesting. I mean, yeah, first you have
Yeah,
to
it's nice.
like yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
think, yeah, I think self-care. I think the first is self-care, and then enjoy every of these events. I like these kind of events, though I've never celebrated even myself the Valentine days ever in my life. But yeah, but I think these are the good things, sometimes I always feel why you should celebrate, because this gives you a motivation. Oh, there's Valentine's, it gives you happiness. So I think these events, birthdays, anniversary, and these kind of brings a joy to your face, because every shop is set up. I don't know whether you can go out, but then you'll see a lot of offers on Mintra happening, all these sites. I think enjoy those. So enjoy each and every event, and just also join us next week. We will have some fun games for everybody. And I think, as Vinay has told, right, we'll also try to do some matchmakings. So you might get lucky here as well, right?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Again, on behalf of the entire team, I would like to thank our viewers and especially the guests, Shivi and Mukundan. Look forward to catching up with you more often. and creating some fun, engaging virtual activities. Thank you.